Chano accident just take place out on Ferry Highway, right in front of Fesco gas station. Chano, all the man live over there, so get lick off him bike. I don't know what happened. Trust me, but me now video him still. People them not careful on the road at all. See there?
It's got a bunch of terminal.
See the man up there, get lick off him bike. Chano. Pure careless driving Rasta. People, just be careful on the road.
Welcome to Crime Time News and Entertainment with a Buzz. You heard what the man said, the man that is videotaping this whole episode. This occurred on the ferry, close to the ferry police station, close by that Fesco gas station, that cheap gas station in which everybody goes. Don't know if the price is very good. It seems as if these people don't learn from the mistakes of others. It seems as if it is some sort of mental retardation in these people's head, because every day them get up and a blaze like some sorts of mad bat out of hell. And yes, this is a next perfect example. Based on what this man is saying, some sorts of motor vehicle, some sorts of bike got into some sorts of collision. However, after doing further investigation or getting some sorts of clarification, it is said that this man was driving. Obviously, he might have been under the influence. Obviously, he lost control and crashed in some sorts of barrier. The bike was there, but he did not hit the bike. That was the man that you see hopping all over the place. That was the actual driver in the vehicle, got injured throughout the whole passa, point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, we've seen all the very disturbing, troublesome videos circulating all over social media with the POPO, JCF and JDF in all sorts of physical altercation that sometimes turn deadly. And the citizens of Jamaica, they are very concerned because a lot of times when the police is supposed to be doing their job, serving and protecting, it seems as if they are out here coughing up and killing people on a very extraordinary basis. So Indicom, doing its survey, doing its scientific survey, have come to the conclusion that these people are getting out of hand. There's excessive use of force. There is deadly force. I want you to take a listen, take a look to what one of those top people from Indicom has to say as it pertains to the situation of the JCF and the way that they are acting. It is reasons for concern. Take a listen, take a look, and then I'll give my piece.
It is worth stating for emphasis that Indicom was not established specifically to investigate cases to charge officers, and therefore it should be expected in a climate where officers are professional and there is continuous self-evaluation and training that recommendations for charging law enforcement officers should be low. It is hoped that a review of this report prepared by Indicom will engender a wider appreciation both of the judicial process and the delays that affect cases. It is recommended that the JCF High Command review and examine closely the circumstances resulting in their officers being charged, and the leadership should effect the necessary changes required, whether through policies, training, or other means, to reduce conduct which lead to charge. These 168 cases involve 225 officers. 214 of the 225 officers are from the JCF. 7 are from the Correctional Department of Correctional Services, and 4 soldiers, members of the JDF. As of July 2024, of the 168 court cases which had commenced on or before December 31, 2023, 118 of those cases have been concluded and 50 still await trial.
Now, people, you and I know that this is not anything new when it comes to the JCF, especially when it comes to garrison and persons residing in those vicinity. There is a double standard as it pertains to uptown versus downtown. We've seen the videos, and a lot of times the popo might have been agitated. They are not the initiators of the problem, and sometimes their lives are in danger. We're not going to say that these officers on the street are not given basket to carry water. We understand the situation, but sometimes it gets out of hand, sometimes they get out of control, sometimes them OD. So Indicom is saying that there is reasons for concern because of the amount of persons that have been losing their life on an annual basis. And probably 99.99% of the time, it is a JCF, sometimes a JDF, probably 1% or so. Don't quote me on that. So people, me just say, the popo need to pull up their bootstrap and do better, because if not, there's going to be a problem if there's no source of bridge of communication between the residents, especially in these volatile communities in which all the crime is taking place. So if there's not a coordinated effort, meaning the JCF and the residents in these volatile communities, we will only have more and more DEATH. So therefore, united they are strong, and apart it even make it worse. Make Jamaica a better place, point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news is based off a video that I saw on social media with an OG, an elderly man, what them call original gangster in the streets. He went to prison for about 22 years or so. He did 22 years or so out of his sentence for murders, amongst other very serious crime. This man is going to explain to you that, listen, there's a thing that is called, you see a man's face, but you don't know his heart. Still water runs deep. We know that in Jamaica, the persons that are loud and boisterous, they are the ones that people deem to be gangsters, deem to be bad men, the people with all sorts of telephone cutting at them face. However, there are some simple killers out there, as in this man. He is also going to confirm the effectiveness of what you call bad man police. Some people call them rogue police, as in the Bigger Ford, as in the Adams, as in the Leng, as in the Amin, as in the Trinity, amongst others. How these people are shook whenever them hear so them police that they about them take for themselves, because them know so the police is going to take them away. He's going to also give you an idea of the politics that is in prison, why you cannot trust anybody, and why two bulls will never reign in one pen, especially of the enemy type. He's going to let you realize that this tit for tat and eye for an eye revenge factor have been in the criminal network for a very long time. And it is only going to get worse based on these new generation people. This video is about 3 minutes or so long, but it is very interesting. I will advise that you listen to everything from start to finish. Take a listen, take a look.
Len kill off all of the youth about.
Len? Who's Len?
A bad man police.
What's the difference between a normal police and a bad man police?
Bad man police and him come for him and come kill him now. Spear you.
Have you yourself had any bad man police come after you?
Him come for me but me take with myself and then time come me just take with myself.
So tell me, have you been to prison before?
Him go to prison for a gun, chance a gun and get. Go have somebody and get. Him chance the illegal possession of firearm and get 10 years for the gun.
And what prison was that? Where was that?
GP.
So how long did you serve?
I finished 6 years and 8 months, but a man did kill my brother and me end up, me had him a fight and me end up having to kill him in a prison.
While you was in prison, someone killed your brother?
And somebody killed my brother at Spanish Town prison.
And you was in prison with him at the same time when that happened?
He made a prison, a GP prison.
So how did you feel about that?
He feel vexed like my brother dead at prison and him usually look out for me. When my brother dead at prison, I did start at Spanish Town. Around 6 of them did dead at Spanish Town prison.
For a riot to have happened, because your brother had passed away, your brother must have been somebody.
Yeah, man, him a big man at Spanish Town prison. My name Dust.
Your brother's name was Dust?
Yeah, but I know it's a man who sell weed up, sell prisoner weed, him that sell weed at prison. The man who my brother, him transfer come as GP.
And that's where the prison that you said you was in, right?
Yeah, and him tell the super say him kill my brother.
He told the superintendent in the prison that he killed your brother.
Yeah, and the man will bring him back, come tell me, say, the man will My brother just come in I prison.
So you're not happy to be in the same prison as the person that killed your brother?
Yeah, me and him in the same prison. Come like fuel to fire.
How did that last? What's the outcome of that?
Me and him a fight and me end up kill him in the prison and charge the prison murder and get a life sentence for it.
Mr. Tears coming from your eyes, so you're obviously emotional about what's happened. So I want you to explain something to right now. Because looking at you right now, you look simple. And as you know, enough man in Jamaica, they may look simple, but them not come simple. Them not easy. When we look at you now, you tell me, say, you that man in prison, that your brother, I don't see that in you. So tell me about that. I didn't know you're capable of something like that.
Well, I said, two him brother, me I say, him brother prison, so me say, I'm kill him back at prison, so prison brother.
So basically, because you killed your brother in prison, you just thought it's fear that you killed him back in prison as well.
Because him would have killed me same way. Because him brother Spanish Town prison, so him would have killed me at GP if him get the chance.
How did he kill your brother?
Stab him with a knife.
Well, how long did you get for that?
I get a life sentence for the prison brother. 10 years before parole. In all, 22 years, I do a prison.
So people, like I told you at the start of this video, still river runs deep. You can see a man's face, but you don't know his heart. A lot of time people see people with the scar in them face, and the man say, yeah man, I want bad man that. But you have to ask your question, well, if film face scar up and cut up so, what does the man that cut up film face look like? The truth is, people that are really bad out there don't exalt themselves and do not get in much confrontation whenever they're going to do something, whatever it is, from the bestest to the worstest. Them just move in a stealth. It is allowed boisterous people that like to exalt themselves, that are always beating up themselves, that are always getting cornered up. Moral of the story is this: be very careful whenever you choose any sorts of life of crime. It is never a good thing. It only leads you to a couple of places: destination doom, the big yard or the graveyard. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called NCB, National Commercial Bank, is being exposed for having selective tracking back, tracing back investigative process. We've heard thousands of Jamaicans complaining overseas and locally that a whole lot of money been missing out of their accounts. Fraudulent activity. As a matter of fact, there has been several high-level managers of that bank that has been indicted, being charged, being sentenced, and found guilty. A lot of the fraud is of the cyber type. Most of the time, people might get back cents on the dollar. Most of the time, people get the runaround. They don't even bother to follow up the case. Them just take the losses, call it a day. A lot of very unsatisfied customers. However, the other day, something happened, and this is based on a discussion that I had with a friend of mine, in which the company Uber, the ride-sharing company that functions in Jamaica too, there was some sort of glitch in the NCB system, and the people that paid, the money was returned or credited back to their NCB card, and the people that provided the service, the Uber drivers, they did not get their money. They've been waiting on their money. A lot of these people that received the credit back for services that they took start to take out their money, and when NCB tried to get back the money, they had to put some sorts of lien on their account. However, thousands of persons, meaning the driver and the people that will get the service, is either the money sent back or the money get take back. All sorts of rigmarole. Everybody, the funds, either negatively or positively, was sent back, traced back, deducted. However, we see when it comes to the regular customers, whenever your money gets missing, it is as if NCB is dazed and confused. Them don't know which part the money go. Them don't know the source. Them don't know the recipient. Them don't know anything. It is always some sorts of delayed tactics. Like I said, persons get frustrated and don't even bother to try to follow up on the case because they are going to be stressed out. They are going to need a shrink after dealing with NCB. So I say this to say that If based on the recent glitch as it pertains to Uber, the driver, the service providers, and also the persons that are taking it, how is it that over at least 99% of these people either lose their money, get their money back, and some sorts of lien is put on their account? However, the average account or case of fraud that is filed with NCB goes absolutely no sorts of where. So people, my point is, it is quite obvious that NCB is doing selective tracing or tracking back sometimes them days and confused. However, when it is affecting their bottom line, in which they will have to now pay for these people that they return money to the person that got their service, they might investigate and I find out everything. Everything is very cut and clear. So I say this to say that anybody with an ounce of sense, an iota of sense could see that, listen, something is not right about this company, and I am not going to say any and every banking company system in America, all over the world, or even in Jamaica is 100% proof, but me just say, it seems as if they are selective, and this case, as it pertains to Uber, proves so, point blank and period.
$50 now. Oh God, bro. I'm sorry.
So the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called surprise, surprise, surprise. We see that Mount Salem has broken out like sore once again. And this is based on two persons losing their life back to back within days. The last person that lost his life is O'Brien Lawrence, known as Archie on the street. It is said that Mr. Lawrence lost his life in reprisal for an ex-individual known as Donovan Nelson, known as Pepper in the streets. Apparently, Pepper was taken out close to Cotton Lane or Cotton Lane or whatever it named. So his friends, his cumbalers are surmising that, say, are the people from the lane they put out the hits. So therefore, they did a reprisal and they took back Mr. O'Brien, known as Archie. Based on the Popo side of the story, this is some sort of gang feud, internal or external. So therefore, if you take one of them, they are going to take back one of yours. It is said that they implemented a curfew that is going to run from Friday until Sunday, which would be tomorrow. Now, if you know these criminal elements in Mount Salem or anywhere in St. James, Montego Bay, you know that they are relentless, especially whenever there's any sort of gang feud. So we can almost expect a whole bunch of domino effect, call it repercussion, call it reprisal, because these people are not going to relent. If you lay, or if you live, or if you have ties with the enemy, you are going to get Colombian necktie, meaning that more people are going to be DEADING, point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. And last but not least, please subscribe to my next two channels. They are called Jamaica Dancehall Source and also Crime Time News. I'll be pinning the link to those channels in the description of this video. Bless up.